I heard the voice of Jesus. I heard him say, come unto me and rest. Lie down, thy wearied one. Lie down, thy head upon my breast. Greetings, kingdom citizens. That's exactly what I want to share with you today, is the fact that you can rest in Jesus. Take your rest in the Lord. Matthew, the 11th chapter, verses 28, 29, and 30 will help us with this topic, this teaching on resting in Jesus. Can I share with you what those verses are saying? Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me. I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your soul. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. He admonishes us, Jesus is speaking here, he admonishes us to come unto him. And I think that's very critical, very crucial. In order to make it any further, you have to come to Jesus. Whether you are unsaved and don't know him, or whether you're saved and need to get back to him, he just tells us to come. Come unto him, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. I can be a witness to the fact that even while being saved, even while I am saved, there have been some times in life where I was heavy laden. Don't know how to handle everything, even while being saved. That's why we need Jesus. That's why he says to come to me. Any problem that you have, just like a child with their father, you can come to me. That's what he says. He says that you can come to me. I am here for those that want to come for the very first time. I'm here. He says, I am here for those that are in me and need my help. He says, I am here. Only thing that you have to do is come. If you're laden and heavy laden, those that are laborers and need rest, he says, I will give you rest. He says, you cannot get rest. You cannot relax in me. You cannot make your abode in me. You cannot climb up into my arms and find safety until you have come to me. In other words, until you have acknowledged him as your personal Savior, whether for the first time or saying, I'm going to get things right, whatever the case may be. He says, come to me and I will give you rest. If you are writing down or taking mental notes during this teaching, the first thing that I want to admonish you to do is to come. The voice of the Master says to come. Rest cannot be yours until you come. The second thing that I see in this lesson is in verse 29, when he shares with us to take my yoke upon you and learn of me. Getting the yoke on you, getting his spirit on you, getting who he is and who Christ is on you will then in turn allow you to learn of him. To know him is to have suffered with him. The Bible verses just intertwine. To learn of him is to know what he's done for us, the sacrifice he's made for us, the doors he's opened, the way of the cross that he went for us. He says, you take on what I've done for you. You take on in your mind and in your heart. You take on in your spirit, man, who I really am. Not so much what I can do for you, but who I am. You take that yoke on you. And he says that then that's how you learn of me. You learn of me when you recognize what I need you to do, what I don't need you to do. When I tell you to do, you do it. How I tell you to walk, how I tell you to live. You learn of me, and it is a daily process. That's why he says, when he taught his disciples to pray, he says, and you pray after this manner, you'd ask me to give you this day your daily bread. That's learning of him. It's a day by day journey. He says, for I am meek and I am lowly in heart. And then he says, and ye shall find rest for your souls. It speaks of two characteristics of him. And that's the thing about taking his yoke and learning of him. It allows you to know his character. You first have to come to him, then you learn of his character, or I can say his conduct, or even his citizenship. Taking his yoke, learning of him, then recognizing, hey, this man is meek. He's lowly in heart. And in those aspects of him, there my soul can find rest. Knowing that he has daily concern of me, and I'm learning of him. I'm learning his ways. I'm learning of his wisdom. I'm learning of his long suffering. I'm learning of his mercy and his grace towards me. In that, they can come take my house, take my car. Family could walk out and leave. But something still remains for my soul. And that's the fact that my soul finds rest in the fact that he's meek and he's lowly. And I'm learning of him, just like my mind is being renewed by the renewing. I'm transformed by the renewing of my mind, the ing of Christ, the ingness, if you will, the isness of who he is allows me to rest in him. God got this. He got my back. He has me. He has me because I'm learning of his conduct. I'm learning of his character. I'm learning of his citizenship. Not only must we come to Christ, not only must we take his yoke, learn of him, know that he's meek and lowly in heart, and our souls can find rest in him, doing his character in our walk, doing his conduct in our lifestyle, doing his citizenship and how we live for him. He then tells us this. He tells us that you can find comfort from where you are now. You can find comfort because he tells us, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. If what you're carrying now, and I'm speaking to someone, if what you're carrying now is too much for you to handle and too hot for you to keep, he says, you ought to try him. He says, come to me. There it is. Learn of me. Know my citizenship. Know my character. Know my conduct. And you'll find out that you can see comfort for your life. Take my yoke, because it's easy and my burden is light. So when you take on his comfort and you find peace in his comfort, he says, you ought to just get committed. You ought to just be steadfast in the fact that I've already made your way clear. I've already made your way smooth. And I admonish you to just rest in Jesus. Songwriter says, relax. Fix a cold glass of lemonade and wait on it. Relax in it. knowing that everything is going to be all right. And can I sound like the old preachers? He may not come when you want him, but oh, he's right on time. Be blessed, kingdom citizen.